Sagittarius, and welcome to your March 2018 love reading with Divine Love Tarot. I want to thank you guys for joining me today. If this is your first time, or if you're a return viewer or subscriber, I want to welcome you and thank you. All right, let's go ahead and get into your reading for this month of March. The first card I pull will represent your current energy, and that card is going to be the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so with the Five of Pentacles in reverse, this is an indication that for some there might have been a marriage or a relationship that was forged out of convenience. Okay, that's coming to an end. All right, so any relationship where you guys might have come together because it was cheaper to live together, or maybe one person just didn't have any place to stay, and the other person was like, okay, well, you can stay with me until you get yourself on your feet, and then somehow that managed to, it probably prolonged the relationship longer than it should have been. So anyway, you have the ending of something that was not based off of love or commitment. Okay, not even commitment, but not based off of love and emotions. Maybe for financial purposes, you and this person got together, or you got with someone who could financially support you, and that happens all the time, and this relationship is now coming apart. Okay, if not that, then this can indicate that it's the end of suffering. Okay, it's the end of a bad time. It's the end of feeling left out of something. So if you've been going through issues in your relationship, then those issues may be coming to an end, or they may not be as bad as they have been. Okay, so you're moving into a phase where you're feeling a little bit more secure. Okay, for some though, this can indicate that it's almost like the end of stagnation. Okay, you're not feeling stuck anymore. All right, now let's go ahead and pull the card that represents your challenge or what's crossing, and we get the Nine of Cups in the reverse. Okay, so your challenge to coming out of being stuck, all right, or your challenge during this time, I feel like with the Nine of Cups, is kind of putting on a brave face, right? There is disappointment here in not getting what you want. This is emotional disappointments, feeling unsatisfied. Okay, and so you may not want the world to know exactly how sad or exactly how affected you are by a situation that has ended. Okay, for others, this may be you, even though you're coming out of a time of being stuck, right? Possible insecurity is creeping up now. So if you're in a relationship, you may be feeling insecure about your relationship. So it's like, because you went through a rough time, even though things are getting better, you're still kind of concerned about, is it going to go back to being bad again? Are we going to get back to a place where things are not great between us? If you're single, you may be having a little insecurity just about, you being single and, being stuck or feeling like you've been stuck for so long. Okay, but the challenge is to not let this negativity affect the fact that you're coming into a better place. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on to your past energy. And we get the Four of Wands. Okay, Sagittarius. So that's, thinking back or looking back to a time where things were more peaceful. Even perhaps, a time where there was commitment in your life. Okay, so maybe you were married in the past, or maybe you were in an engagement in the past. Okay, and it didn't work out. Or things were just peaceful, right? This can also indicate meeting someone at a possible party or an event. Okay, so maybe if you are seeing someone now, or even this person that you might have had this failed relationship with, it could be someone that you met at an event or something of that sort. Okay, for others, you did meet someone at some type of an event, and things between you and this person may have been stagnant. Okay, and now it's going through a period where either it's just completely over and you're both free to move on, and there's some disappointment here, and you're just trying to not get pulled under with these negative emotions. All right, moving on, I'm going to move on to the future energy. And we get the Lovers card. All right, lucky Sagittarius. Okay, that's what I call you guys, because it's like no matter what's going on, things always work out in your favor somehow, right? So here we go. We have the Lovers in the future. So the Lovers, for some of my Sagittarius, you could be dealing with someone who's a Gemini. A Gemini. If not, this card indicates soulmate connections, karmic love connections, okay? It represents falling in love. It represents fate. It represents balance in love and relationships, okay? And for some of you, this can also indicate choosing between two lovers. All right, so you come from a position where you might have been stuck and you might be, you know, grappling with disappointment. And then you move into a position where, you know, things are working themselves out and you may even have too many people to pick from. Who knows? All right, so we're going to go on and move into the position of what you want, Sagittarius. And you want the King of Cups. All right, so you want someone who's possibly a water sign. Maybe someone, the King of Cups can be represented by Aquarius or Pisces. It's on that cup. Or someone with that water sign energy. Someone who is passionate and romantic, possibly shy, okay? If it doesn't indicate a person, then you or just wanting a more peaceful time in love. So it's almost like you're thinking back to this Four of Wands, a time where everything was just peaceful. It may not have been the most romantic time, because sometimes the King of Cups, even though it is the sign of emotions, the king of emotions, it's not necessarily, as far as a relationship context, it speaks of kind of like a neutral time, okay? There's nothing bad going on. There's nothing great going on. But either, so like I said, either you want someone who's kind and loving, like the King of Cups, you know, romantic, emotional, mild-mannered, soft-spoken, or you just want a time where things are just not turbulent, okay? Things are not feeling, you know, there's no stagnation. You're not feeling stuck. You're not feeling disappointed. All right, let's go ahead and move on to your internal factors. Okay, so this is what's going on, what you're dealing with. And we get the Death card. Okay, so this is either conscious or subconsciously. It's like you're going through a time of transformation. All right, you're going through a time of transformation and changes, or a transitional phase. And so for some of you, this transitional phase does have to do with the fact that this relationship is over. Okay, for some of you, it might have been a relationship with this King of Cups, okay? And maybe this relationship is over, but you still want this person for some reason. For others, you are in a transition from who you used to be, okay? Maybe you're leaving behind, or you're becoming unstuck, has to do with you realizing certain things about yourself. All right, so that's a possibility, Sagittarius. Also with the Death card, it's about a possible obsession. All right, so some of you could be dealing with an obsession with someone, okay? And once again, like I said, maybe this relationship is over, but, you know, you're still kind of stuck on this King of Cups person, okay? But that's just a few, okay? That's not going to be for the majority of the Sagittariuses or the cross watchers who are watching this video. All right, so from that position, we're going to move on to the advice for this reading, and we get the Page of Swords in the reverse. Okay, so the Page of Swords in the reverse in the advice position. I feel like you need to pay attention and look deeper into certain situations around you, okay? It's almost like you need to kind of maybe expect the unexpected, because when I think of the Page of Swords or the Page of Swords in reverse, it is about communication, but sometimes unexpected, okay? And sometimes, you know, sometimes we hear things we don't expect, or we get information and we're not sure how to process it. So I feel like this is just telling you to be open to what you might hear, especially if there's a situation that's going south, you know, a possible breakup. You may not want to hear certain things about this person, or you may not want to hear that they've moved on, or, you know, for some, you may not want to hear that they miss you, okay? You don't want to be bothered with that it's over and you just want to move on. So this is telling you, you know, just prepare. You might hear some things that you don't want to hear. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to the external factor for this reading. And we get the Five of Swords. Okay, Sagittarius, so this Five of Swords indicates that there's some possible mind games being played, okay? There's lying going on, there's manipulation. This can indicate verbal sparring, so like little back and forth verbal arguments. Now, this can also represent that you might have someone who you have very good conversation with, okay? And the Five of Swords can indicate that back and forth banter, you know, someone that you wind up in those late night conversations with, okay? So that could be either or, and either one of those things will resonate with you when you hear it, okay? Now we're going to move on to the hopes or your fears. And you get the Ten of Cups. All right. And I mean, I feel like that's self-explanatory. You want emotional satisfaction. Okay. Right now, your Nine of Cups is in the reverse. Okay. So you want to take that and you want to move to the next level. You want 10 of Cups. You want that happy family. You want possible marriage. Okay. And I see with this Four of Wands here, you definitely want marriage, Sagittarius. That is definitely on your mind. You want not only that, but you do want emotional fulfillment. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's move on to your outcome card for this reading. And we get the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. So that is interesting because you hope for the Ten of Cups, which is emotional fulfillment and happiness, but doesn't necessarily speak to security. But it seems like here you get security and stability, okay? So, that's interesting. That's interesting because we have a situation for some of you guys here where you've left a situation that maybe you were in because of convenience. So maybe this Ten of Pentacles, you know, it can represent maybe a relationship that is materialistically stable. Okay, so it's like it's a solid foundation because this person can support you financially. This person, or not even support you, but this person is a good partner as far as financial reasons. Maybe you both want the same things. And to me, it kind of seems like another situation, like the reason why I'm saying this, I have to be clear. The Ten of Pentacles, the difference between the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups, this is all about emotion. There is nothing here that speaks to security. There's nothing here that speaks to actual commitment. Now, this can indicate marriage, but commitment is the steady foundation that you guys create together where you both decide that you are going to stay in a situation. And you can have commitment without emotions. So I feel like the Ten of Pentacles is the commitment. The Ten of Pentacles is a solid foundation. It's not necessarily a relationship that was based out of big, big love. Okay? And so I feel like you get this Ten of Pentacles. And I feel like because these cards come one right after each other, and it's the what you want versus what you get, that's why I think there's a big difference here. This is not the King of Cups or the person that you actually want, okay? This is someone else that may be a little bit more stable or secure or sturdy, okay? And or this may be a situation, you might have ended a situation with someone who, at the time it was convenient to be with that person, but now it's time to move on to something that's a little bit more stable and secure. All right, so this is an interesting spread, and I feel like it's just different. It's speaking to different people, okay? So, I think I'm just like shocked because no matter how your readings start, Sagittarius, or no matter how they are in the middle, it always seems like the end is just like this surprise. Like, oh, look, you've got the World card. Oh, look, you've got the Wheel of Fortune. Things are looking better. Oh, look, you've got the Ten of Pentacles, So it's like you're coming out of a situation that may be ending, but it looks like you're moving into something. And, you may get that love, okay? Because you do have the Lovers card in the future position. So to me, I feel like maybe a combination of the Lovers card and the Ten of Pentacles is the Ten of Cups. All right, so you may just get your Ten of Cups, Sagittarius. Okay. Now you're going through a little bit of disappointment right now, but you know, like I said, things to be seem to be looking up, and especially with you going through this transition here, I feel like you're transitioning from a phase where you've had disappointments in love into a phase where you're going into more stable and secure love relationships. Okay, possibly with somebody who's very kind and caring, or you at least want somebody who's very kind and caring. I'm not sure what you actually get. We'll find out when we do the clarifiers and the extended reading. So this is where the regular reading ends, and now I move into the reading where I'm going to pull clarifiers. So if you're interested in getting that extended reading, there's a little eye icon that you can click on to obtain the extended reading. Also, I have a link to my Patreon page where you can subscribe. As a subscriber to my Patreon page, you are entered automatically to win a monthly drawing for a free reading. Okay, whether it's a general reading or a love reading, that's up to you. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and check out that link to Patreon. And if you want a personal reading, make sure to go ahead and contact me. You can get all my information in the link below. My email, I think, scrolled through here, but it's divinelovetarot@gmail.com. All right, Sagittarius, so I hope you guys enjoy your March, and I will see you at the next reading. Bye, guys.